I sat in my dimly lit living room, the clock ticking louder than it ever had before. The phone was on the table, glowing like a challenge. My hands trembled slightly as I reached for it. It wasn't just any call, it was the one I'd been dreading all week. My boss's voice would be on the other end, and I knew this conversation could change everything. The air felt heavy, almost suffocating. I could hear the faint hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, a sound that usually brought me comfort but now seemed to mock my anxiety. The walls of my apartment felt closer than usual, as if they were closing in on me. I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. The weight of my job, the fear of failure, and the pressure to perform were all pressing down on me like a heavy blanket. I closed my eyes for a moment, letting the silence envelop me. In that stillness, I remembered the mercy of Jesus, how he had always been there in my darkest moments. The memory was vivid, how he had carried me through past failures and disappointments. It wasn't just about avoiding failure this time, it was about trusting that even if things didn't go as planned, would be okay. I whispered a prayer, not out of desperation but from a place of humility. I asked for guidance, for clarity, and for grace to face whatever was coming. It felt like a small act of faith, one that brought me comfort in the midst of uncertainty. As I opened my eyes, I saw the phone again, its glow now less intimidating. I took another deep breath, this time with a sense of peace. The call would come, and I would face it with grace instead of heat. I prayed for my boss too, even though it was hard to imagine how he could be anything but an adversary in this moment. I wanted to believe that there was more to him than just the demands of his job. As I picked up the phone, a strange calm settled over me. The fear didn't disappear, but it felt like it had been softened by something greater. I knew I couldn't control what would happen next, but I could choose how I responded. And in that choice, I found a small measure of hope. The silence after the call was different this time. It wasn't filled with dread or anxiety, instead, there was a quiet anticipation. I sat there for a moment longer, my hands resting on my knees, feeling the weight of the decision I had just made. The phone lay still on the table, no longer a symbol of fear but of faith. I looked around the room, taking in the familiar surroundings that had become both a refuge and a battlefield over the past few weeks. There was something comforting about the way the light from the lamp cast long shadows across the floor, as if it were reminding me that even in darkness, there was always a path forward. I thought about my family, how they would be waiting for news, and how I hoped to be able to tell them that I had faced this challenge with courage. The fear of disappointing them still lingered, but now it felt like something I could carry instead of being crushed by it. As the minutes passed, I found myself smiling slightly, not because everything was perfect, but because I had chosen to believe in a different outcome, one where faith and grace would guide me through whatever came next.